Hi, thanks for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. Before I get into the astrological energies of the week and our tuning to integrate us so that we can work with the energies instead of against them, I wanted to make a little mm, announcement, I guess you could say. And I'm going to change a little bit about the podcast. I'm going to start not doing it live. I'm going to do a recording because there's usually just maybe one person watching live, sometimes not that, and so I'll make it easier for me in different ways. I'm doing things that I'm helping might make the channel grow a little more, and so anyway, I was going to do that to do a recording, and I'll try to be still releasing it on Tuesdays and on Wednesdays, but it might change a little from week to week depending on my schedule. So, anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for um, wanting to integrate your energies with that of the universe and how it can help all of us, help each of us individually, but in helping us, it helps the people around us too. One less person fighting all the energies as they, or not being turbulent and not knowing why you're in the mood you are, what's happening. When it's the energies of the sun and moon and stars that are interacting with ours and bringing up these emotions or thoughts that cause us to react in different ways for our highest good. And so it's helping you and the people around you, and it helps the universe in wanting to work with it instead of against it. And so I'll go ahead and get started. And um, the title this week is to rediscover ancestral talents. That's the moon energies. And so early in the week, we have the waxing crescent this week. And as the moon begins to gain light, it carries the fertile ground of the new moon. So, still from last week. And this energy is ripe for taking those quiet intentions you've been sitting on and turning them into actionable steps. Um, as the moon shifts through the early zodiac signs alongside the changing planets, because it goes through many this week, the emotional tone transitions from wanting quiet physical comfort to seeking mental engagement and social connection by midweek. And I'll read from moonreading.com. This week, a first quarter moon in Virgo rises on May 23rd, and it's awakening a gift inside you that you forgot you had. There is a skill that runs in your family, something passed down to you, not through books or training, but through bloodline. Absorbed at kitchen tables, learned by watching the hands of those who came before you. You've let it go dormant, and this moon wants it back. So think back. What did your parents or grandparents know how to do? What ability seems to appear in your family generation after generation almost without effort? Perhaps it's a practical gift or a grandparent taught you in childhood, the way they showed you to work with your hands to grow something, to mend, or to make something. Perhaps it's an intuitive ability that has quietly threaded through generations in your family, a knack for reading people, a gift for healing, an instinct for knowing things before they are spoken. This moon heightens that ability and asks you to reclaim it. This skill applies to your life today, and it may help you in your work, deepen your relationships, solve a problem you've been struggling with, or even improve your finances. The talent is part of your inheritance, as real as any heirloom. And Virgo's precise energy this week is showing you exactly how to reclaim it. So very interesting. So far this week, can't say I've noticed anything of the ancestral energies dormant in me wanting. I placed as the picture on the thumbnail a picture of a typical picture of what you would call a witch, and a boiling cauldron, adding herbs. And I know I have probably more than one, but at least one pagan or one witch that was very into herbs, a white witch that tried to help maintain people's vibrations after the giant trees were cut down that I've had contact with. And I hope to learn. I know I feel some of those in me, and I've had guidance from that ancestor before, but there's other things that are very practical too. And I hope to feel those come up in my life this week. And so there's other astrological energies that compound with the moon energies to make this all happen. And so the sun and the stars, there's a lot of transitioning in the sun and the stars through Mercury, Venus, Mars, and the sun, all moving and interacting together. And all the shifting signs happen in a matter of days and completely alter the vibes from one part of the week to the end of the week. And I hope so, because yesterday for me was a very moody, difficult day. And so I'm looking forward to having that transition into more helpful things. And again, everything comes as we need it. And so I must have needed the reminder that all things work in my favor. I must have needed that reminder to pause and slow down. And I know I found myself enjoying nature and walking the dogs as an escape to get away from what I was working on that had brought my emotions up. So anyway, and I know that today, the 19th, I'm an Aquarian. I was in the sign of it. My sun sign is Aquarius. My moon sign is Scorpio. And today and Thursday, the 19th and the 21st, are supposed to be two of the biggest star energies this week for my signs, signs. So anyway, I'll read these in order of the day they come. So the 17th, so this would have been Sunday, Mercury entered into Gemini. So it says, expect a sudden surge of curiosity, brainstorming, and multitasking. However, as it enters Gemini on Sunday, it runs straight into Uranus, as Mercury does. It runs straight into Uranus, which can trigger sudden, unpredictable news or breakthroughs, insights, or erratic schedules. And then there's the 18th, which was yesterday. So Mars entered Taurus and Venus entered Cancer. And so this double transit grounds the scattered energy from Mercury's and drops the frantic hustle so we can adopt a steady, patient drive toward stability. Meanwhile, Venus in Cancer pulls our hearts inward, emphasizing emotional safety, home and family, and intimacy. So again, I don't know how that worked with my emotional day yesterday, but I know it was working in my favor. And I did take time to just slow down when that was needed. And I also did, it wasn't on Sunday, but yesterday I had some insights on these changes that I'm making in the podcast, just slight changes to see how that works for things. So maybe you could call that a breakthrough. And then on the 20th, so tomorrow, no, is that right? Sunday, Monday. Yeah, tomorrow, the sun enters Gemini. And Gemini season officially begins, and the collective focus shifts away from the slow, deliberate building phase of Taurus and into a playful, highly social, and mentally stimulating month. So that'll be interesting. It'll be time to be flexible and let your curiosity guide you. And according to the moon energies, this is because it's bringing up these ancestral excuse me, ancestral traits or talents that are dormant within you. The abilities, it's a week to honor our ancestors as well. So the abilities you carry did not arise from nowhere. They were cultivated, refined, and passed down by people who loved you or who loved the people who eventually loved you. So when you tap into an ancestral skill, you are not only helping yourself, you're keeping something alive, honoring your lineage, and ensuring that what your ancestors knew does not disappear. Use this gift this week, and in using it, give thanks to those whose hands first shaped it. So interesting. We will start our tuning then, and we'll tune for these things for helping us tune into the talents that are dormant within us, and then to clear what ancestral blocks may have developed as the ancestors had those traits and as they were passed down, and maybe there were blocks that kept them dormant in our life. And so we'll seek to release what we can to grow those energies and help us use those dormant energies that have now arisen to the surface to help us in our lives today, and not just this week, but in the coming years. And so we'll tune into the 222 here, just to bring calm and grounding, so we can listen to our spirit, listen to any of the urgings of those dormant energies or dormant skills that are wanting to come up. Maybe messages from our ancestors with them. And if you feel the need to squirm as energies release, please do so, or stand up and walk around. And the thought was coming to me that I think perhaps this skill that ancestors had to have, that we all need, but we forget it at times. And maybe they needed to know it more for survival. But I was just thinking how perhaps these changes that I'm making to the podcast are part of an ancient ancestral talent of seeing where you're blocked or feeling where you're blocked, and making shifts to make changes instead of just sticking with you've always done, or sticking with what should work or what other people are doing, so on, to be able to look. And this works with the fork here, the calmness of our mind, to see reality and see what steps are needed to bring your desires and your passions, those goals and intentions you have, into that reality. Make them real. So we're going way back in time to release and to calm from traumas in our ancestral field, traumas in our lineage, to clear those blocks, to release them, so that they too can know that the universe is always, is always working in their favor. For our highest spiritual good. That's easy to forget, that the universe focuses on our spiritual good, which isn't necessarily our physical. To help us bring in to reality those gifts that only we can give, because we went through those traumas. We made our way through. We are, that's the word, shining, expanding, because of those traumas and the deep healing or learning or growing that we had to do because of those traumas that each of us have gone through. And maybe because we agreed to experience it, and we agreed we want to have these things we wanted to bring into our lives, then trauma came, or the universe used what trauma came of people speaking that are not listening to their spirit, and their choices that made traumas for us because they weren't listening to their spirit. And yet the universe uses those in our lives for our highest good, so we can bring these gifts into reality to help others and to help the universe. I know it's so much easier said than done. I feel that inside me too at times. I'm resisting, and that's one of the big reasons I keep tuning this. I feel so strongly that this tuning, or tunings like this, to help integrate us with these energies and the sun, moon, and stars around us within the universe, all these interactive energies. It's needed, it's necessary at this time, and it helps me. And so I continue. And I hope it helps you too. I'd really like it if you drop me a line in the comments as you watch of how it may have helped you in little ways or big ways. And I'd really like it if you wouldn't mind giving a thumbs up for it, if it has helped you, or if you find it helpful in any way, or if you just want to support me in it. I appreciate that too. Okay, we're about ready to move on here to the next fork, the next phase of our tuning. and sacral energies. The sacral is known as our first brain, where all the electrical impulses and signals from the universe are first received by our bodies, filter into our sacral, and then to our heart, and then to our mind, is what I've heard. So we're clearing the sacral, any sacral blocks there. Also expanding our abilities to listen to our intuition, to listen to our sensualities, the parts of our bodies, to the signals our bodies give that tell us how we feel about things, help inform us of what's happening or how the chi is moving around us in the universe. And now the third eye, we'll work on the third eye a little bit here too for intuition. And clarity on what this gift or talent might be, or on perhaps how your ancestors used it, or what their needs might be at this time that we could help them with, as they help us in releasing any blocks and traumas from their lives concerning these energies. Use the weighted forks, the Fibonacci pair, the sacred spiral. Now we're going to expand or bring up those skills from the ancestors. So hold in your heart gratitude for these skills, gratitude for your ancestors and how they survived through their lives so that you could live today. And these experiences you're having. Hush. They're coming up, I feel. Coming. Now we'll do angelic feng shui for our lineage, for releasing blocks and helping us know our oneness, or the things we have in common with the ancestors, that we can carry on those traits, that we can bless the world with those, that we can it's like, our ancestors are with us always. It's like this is like our turn to make the decisions, but they're walking with us. And so what we do for ourselves, we're doing for them as well. And just angelic feng shui at this time to help. Going deep back into the ancestry. Bringing the traits forward through the years. Activating them within us. And helping us speak those, or give those, or do those. Release those into the world today for the healing of generations. The ancestors are very grateful. They're giving you thanks, giving me thanks. And sending them to the future. And I'll do some figure eights here now to bring coordination and communication among us all, and among the energy flow with our ancestors as well, and our children, which is very much needed as well, right? just calming or clearing that pathway of communication between your energy and the flow of the universe. So if you would hold your intention for this week, this intention to reclaim this gift and make it active within you, or whatever other intention you feel is most needed for you at this time. And as you hold that intention, I'll amplify that intention as I zip up our energies from foot to crown to protect us from negative or hierarchical mindsets and energies today, and connect our ascending flow with the joy of the angels and the ancestors and the oneness. All right, that ends our tuning for today. Tomorrow I have an interview with Robin Hanson, and we'll be talking about past lives and how some of our own past lives comes up as ancestors in our ancestral biofield. But we'll be talking about her experiences and the method that she's developed that helps clear some of those blocks that may happen, clear emotional things that you may carry from your ancestors and from their past lives with us. And so thanks for watching. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.